Hi friends, it's Velvet. I am here with another edition of Use That Stash, and that is because I was just doing something. I was walking by something, and I realized I have a lot of handmade paper. This is a piece I made a while ago. I don't even know what I was using, but it turned out this color that I love, 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 and it's very thick. I'm like, what can I do with this? So this edition is about using handmade paper, and if you make your own paper, or if you have any on hand, now's the time to grab it, and let's get rid of a piece of handmade paper. So what I did was I pulled this out. I pulled a couple of the dangles that I've made recently out, and I pulled out a sheet of book paper, and I had just gotten the 49 Market dye ink pads, and I tried both of these. I did the smushing with water, and this is how the page turned out, and I loved it. So I thought maybe we could do some clusters, just a couple real quick, using just, you know, a couple of these things. I've got some piano roll paper. This is the salted caramel, by the way. This is what this turned out like. Isn't it gorgeous, that color? The splatters, that's salted caramel, and the light color is the cappuccino, by the way, in case you're wondering. So I may use a little bit of all of these things, and I just wanted to you know, show you some of that. And I've also got my little package of things on my desk that I can be using as well. So let's get started. What I like to do with handmade paper is I like to rip it. You could cut it if you want to. This is so it's kind of nice and neat around the edges, but in some places it's not. So in the places where it's not, I think those are ideal for ripping. So that's what I'm going to do here. So down at the bottom, I'm just going to rip and set it aside. And then I think I'm just going to make 2 clusters out of this one right here. All right. Now I grabbed my Tim Holtz stuff as well, but first I'm going to reach into this thing and see what I've got here that I can put with this. I don't have any idea what this is, but no, I could, that feels like a sticker. I don't mind using stickers, but that's just a piece of vellum. Looks good against there. What else have I got here? What else have I got? This is an old magazine page. It's just a piece of, this is just a piece of packaging paper that I could put on the back here. Oh, look, I've got a couple tags in here too. I could even use this on a tag, but I don't. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this right here. Let's just pull out some of this other stuff. I'll have the mustache. I do not know what it is about that mustache, but I just feel like it needs to be on something. Should I fussy cut that? I think I will. Just gonna do it real quick. There. I think what I had intended to do with this originally was take one of the Tim Holtz, like, bigger heads and plop it on. I know it sounds stupid, but like one of these. Find a guy who's by himself and plop it on him. It's so stupid of me. Like that or something. But I don't need to. See, like, isn't it ridiculous? I have the most ridiculous ideas, but it's just an idea, just a thought. I just feel like I have to do it, you guys. Or on this guy. I kind of like it on him. I can't not do it. I just feel like I have to. Just gonna use the walnut stain to make this stand out a little bit. Hopefully. It's just, I don't know. It's a little bit of ridiculousness, but I have this sitting here on my desk, and why not get rid of it with you guys and gals? I just feel like this has got to be the thing for this. Right under the nose goes the stash. There we go. It's quite lovely, don't you say? Okay, and then he goes here. I mean, right? He should go right there. What other things should go on this cluster? I feel like a ticket or something. Or at least part of a ticket. Now that's a sticker, but that's okay because I could off-center this, and you know what? Let's we will sticker this to the handmade paper. Now, granted, the handmade paper is not really getting the focal point that maybe it should, but that's okay. We're using it, and it's there. Come on, you can do this. And it really doesn't matter if I'm just going to add just a touch of glue back here to make sure that it does not come off. And then, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to use the Faber-Tac on the handmade paper, because it just feels so much like cloth, you know? I'm gonna pause. Okay, I'm back. Hubby had to come down for a second. All right, now I feel like there needs to be something light in color here. And I'm wondering if I have a piece of lace or cheesecloth around here somewhere that I mean, I do have the book page that I was going to use that is light colored. I could use some of that. I mean, that's what I got it out for. Let's see how that looks. Go like this. How's that? Yeah, I like that a lot better. Gotta start putting this bottle upside down, I think. I don't know where this is gonna land on that, but I'm just gonna put glue all over. It'll dry. I know that I want that off-white to show. We don't know what's gonna touch this paper either. So let's just go like this. Here's our cluster. I love this. I'm just gonna go like this because that top is folded and I kind of like that. Oh, I better put the cap on this. All right, folks, what do you think? Is it too ridiculous? My husband just came down and he thought that the mustache on this guy was hysterical, so. Not that he knows anything about junk journaling or anything at all, but shh, don't tell him I said that. But all right, cluster number 1 done. Let's get a second one done, and then I'll leave you to it, folks. All right, this can go back with these. We don't need these anymore. What can we do with this second cluster? All right, since I have these out, let's pick one. We don't want anything too terribly big, and we don't want it to lose itself in the color of this thing. I see I put a little bead on there. So this can go on like there. That's tiny enough, I think. All right, we used that. We could maybe put a bird on here. We could perch a bird. Let's perch a bird. Bird. Looks like it's missing part of its head. let's cut this up the right way. This is something I put through my scan and cut, and it didn't. The scan and cut was not liking the edges of this, even though I traced them. Let me just do this. Because the birdie can perch there like that, right? But I don't like that his little head is cut off. Let's see if we can just cut around him a little bit closer to make it look like that's intentional. There, that'll be a little bit better, I think. There, that's better. I just have to kind of go like that. Now his head isn't flat. Yeah, that's better. All right, so we've got our birdie. We know we're gonna put this on here somewhere. Somewhere, somehow. It's gonna happen. There we go. Kinda. Like this. You know what? Let's do this now. I wonder if this should be hanging from his little foot. I can even do that. Oh, I don't want to ruin it, but let's try. Right there. No, I just lost it. I said right there. Right there, I said. The little birdie came home with something. Isn't that cute? He brought you home something on the 31st. Now, I think what we've got to do is build up behind him, because this little thing, unless we put this behind him too. I'm pushing my luck now. Let's see. Okay, it's through 2 layers. Uh-oh, you know what I forgot? That it's got to be able to. All right, let's get it through this second one. Okay, it's just gotta have enough room to fasten. You'll see what I mean in just a sec, because I've done this before. There. Now, let's get it fastened and then worry about the dangle here. Let's see if we can make this work now. Gotta go like that. There we go. That's what we had to do. We just had to bend this a little bit. There. There, it worked. And now we do have room to put stuff behind him. Isn't that cute? What are we going to put behind him? So he looks like he's been on a trip and he's brought something back around his little foot. So we should definitely put a ticket or something behind him, right? We don't want to use the same ticket that we used. This looks so much like it feels like a sticker, but it's got something on the back, so I don't think it is. I don't think it could possibly be, see? Premier Travel, but it's just got the feel of a sticker. But I think this would be kind of a perfect thing to put with, you know, a bird. But you know what? I don't want to really cover up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off one end of that. I think it also needs to look like it's kind of been through a little bit of travel. You know what I mean? So that can go behind there. Let's do that. Didn't I say it's time to turn this thing upside down and then I didn't do it? Right. At least turn it on that side. All right, so here is this. All right. We will need something else on here. What else have we got? Don't need a butterfly if we've got a bird. What else do we have here? Let's look in some of our little Tim Holtz stuff. Sometimes you can find what you're looking for. And these little things. Fragile, do not drop, handle with care. How about that? We didn't want him to drop it. And it goes with the red that's on this ticket thing. All right, let's ink that up. Figure out where to put it. How about right there? I like that. So it's just going to be on the bottom half of that, I think. Or do we want to put it over here? Yeah, I think right there. Well, I ripped that on purpose, didn't I? Yeah, I think right there. I'm going to tuck it in. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Tucking it in. And yeah, so we are going to we are going to anchor this guy. I should have kept that open. Oh well. Let's anchor you, birdie. Little birdie. We are going to anchor you. I just remembered I'm doing stuff off screen that I should be doing on screen. Okay. Now, let's talk about how we would put this on a page, because you're going to have a little bit of a bump back here. I think you could still probably glue this to a page, but it might work better on a cover. Either way, I think I would maybe use a glue gun. You might get a better adhesive there, and you could kind of use a little bit more right here so that it's, you know, it's stuck there a little bit better. All right, so this edition of Use That Stash got us using some handmade paper and just a couple things that were laying on around on our desk, and a Tim Holtz thing, and there we have it. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope you were able to play along. And thank you so much for, you know, hanging out with me and for supporting the channel. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye.